Alright, chat, I figured it out. We're so back. Alright, now that I have some room to draw. Honestly, I'm in a really weird spot in life because it's like, I'm kind of conflicted. I'm in a spot where it's like, I love life and everything is like, look, he's sick and look, he's sick and nasty. But at the same time, it's like, I must be doing something wrong because like things aren't really going very quite well. And I know that, you know, things are never going to be like perfect, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. But like things are doing kind of just not great for like of a consistent period of time. And it's like, you know, things get better, right? It's like, I'm kind of hoping, yeah. But things have kind of just not really, usually, you know, life's like a roller coaster, goes up and down, but waiting for things to go back up. And so far it's looking pretty bad. But you know what? We stuck it out. After all, what's the absolute worst that could happen? A lot. But golly, drawing like big now is gonna be crazy. So yeah, I kind of just looking for primarily I'm kind of just looking for a big dump in the job department. I'm trying to get like some kind of internship, some kind of something set up for the future. That way, once I graduate, I don't have like, you know, John's zero experience. I have something on the books that's like, hey, you know, this person has experience doing, you know, something, as opposed to he sat around for like 4 or 5 years and did John nothing. But so far, I've not heard back from. Well, I've heard back from people, but I haven't received any acceptance for anything yet. So, but you know, maybe it's something that I'm doing wrong. I've tried talking to people and doing just, you know, all sorts of stuff, but it is what it is at this point. I can't necessarily force it. You know what I mean? I can't force anybody to give me a job. I can just do my best to make myself look as presentable as possible to employers. And it's like, it's fine, you know. Something will have to happen eventually, you know. All roads lead to something, right? You know, the funny little rabbit guy. Surely he wouldn't betray me like this, right, guys? Right? He wouldn't do that. So let's just go. Let's just be kind of like with these. I really do not like the way this brush looks, genuine. Yeah, I might. Like, this doesn't look bad for what I was going for, but like, I really just hate the way that looks. Okay, I'm redoing it. Just about this brush just looks so chunky and bulky and fat. Gotta hate it. So, I'm gonna restart. So hopefully I find something, you know. I applied to more places than I'd like to admit without pretty much any success. Like, getting ghosted is not good, but it's also like, I might as well have just gotten ghosted because they're like, oh, apply to our job board, and then it's like nothing comes of that either. So it's like, alright, man, my fault. Do better next time, except there won't be a next time. So we've already dictated that I am not getting the job. So if something pops up, then something pops up. If nothing pops up, then nothing pops up. Um, it would be an interesting thing to like use this on like a job portfolio, like this whole thing that I'm doing, but I don't know if I could in good conscience, considering how much yapping I would be doing here. That should have gone down more, shouldn't have. So I want these thoughts out to my employer. Might be a bad idea, but might tell me it is. But I think part of it, I'm wondering if part of it is just due to the fact that it's like, for a large portion of my life, or still now, pretty much, you want to try to be nobody ever really takes me seriously, which I kind of get, considering just like the kind of person that I am. But at the same time, it's like they don't really even like. It's not even like I haven't had like an interview or anything. It's just like, oh no. It's like, all right, man, I don't really know what I'm doing wrong, but all right. So I'm at that point where I'm just trying to figure out like what I can do better. Because obviously, the opportunities are there. My buddy got one, which means it's something that I'm doing wrong. And I just don't know what that is. This one's a little bit more circular. Okay, why does it blotch up every single time? I can hate that. So, I mean, hopefully something appears. If nothing appears, then, I mean, I'm kind of cooked. Not really. It's still possible that I find a job. But just not as likely. And I did get like one like offer, but it was like a job offer that was meant to be something that's like, oh, this would be like a full-time position where you are working and doing stuff. And it's like, that would be lovely. I can't. It's like, I do have class. Well, I pretty much actually was like, I was like, yeah, I'll take I'm willing to take like a semester off to like do it for y'all. And then they were kind of just like, I didn't realize you were a student. I kind of don't care. And I was like, my fault, OG. So that was kind of crushing, to be honest with you. But I mean, not really anything I can do about it either. So it's like, that kind of gave me hope. I was like, oh, well, that means that I can get a job in the future, surely. But evidently that does not seem to be the case. This is also not perfectly symmetrical, I've noticed. But that's life, Chad. That's life. What is? So I mean, I don't know if I'm just looking in the wrong places, not looking at the right people. I really just could not tell you. These feet are like good and bad at the same time. Good conceptually, bad in practice. I might have redrawn this a couple of times, aren't I? Okay, so kind of go like this, and then we gotta go like. Let's actually start from the base. So let's start kind of like here, and then it goes, it peaks. Okay, so that's the problem. So we gotta come over here, go up, peak, and then come back down. And it tapers probably at like a 70-degree angle, 70, 75, I'd say. So something like that. And then that's of course going to be a rounded edge. Just do it like SolidWorks, Just do it like SolidWorks. Have your rounded edges, your fillets, and everything, bro. Like we're gonna do here. We're gonna do a 0.5 inch fillet. We're gonna go in here, and this edge we're gonna fill it. Boom. Just look at that, child. Okay, well, that doesn't help. It's like maybe I need more certs, honestly. I'm trying to get my CSWP, but I don't think I thought the class I was taking currently like offers it as like a lot of the classes that like are associated like with SolidWorks. They'll be like, hey, give you like a little voucher to do like CSWA, CSWP. But I don't know if there was one available for this class. So I'm gonna have to email my professor and find out because the semester's coming to an end. And I really do want to get my CSWP, and I'm like fairly confident that I can. Like first try, and that's not even like me being like arrogant, just being full of hubris. That's like I did like my CSWA first try with like zero studying. I know you don't really like study for it, you know, you just like do stuff. But like I did not really have a hard time with it. I've never really had a hard time with any of the certs that I've done. I've only done 2, mind you, and you know they're not necessarily hard certs to get. But like my CSWA, I kind of just chilled. Let's do it from a different direction. Let's do this. Let's do. Okay, so tick 1 needs to be out here. Tick 2 needs to be out here. Tick 3 needs to be. So just across. Let's go across. And then slightly down. Probably about tick 3 needs to be there. And tick 4 needs to be slightly inward. So. Oh, it kind of just works like fingers then, where it's like this one, this one, this one, and then this one needs to be probably about like here, give or take. Generally speaking, just on how far. I think part of the problem is actually I don't know how far apart they should be as well. I mean, that looks about right, but it doesn't look. I guess we're about to find out. So let's do. Let's actually just try and start from here and then just go up. And then. So the problem is it goes like this and then peaks before it gets there and then goes down. And those stupid little gross little blotches make me so sad. Such a sad little guy I am. Alright. Let's try and do something like this. And then do something like this. And then let's see if we can find that hole a little bit. I think it just needs to be a little bit more just like curved on that entry point. So a little bit more organic, kind of like that. I think that's the issue with a lot of them is that it's just lacking in there's like a natural feel to it. So yeah, I'm looking for this. We can do. So if we call that our peak. I mean, let's see. I applied. Try to get a like letter of. Try to get a what's it called? Oh yeah, a letter of like recommendation from one of my professors. I emailed him like twice, like no response. I went and saw him in his office. I was like, hey, can you do this for me? He was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll do it. And still nothing. It's like I don't know if it's just like a thing of him just being busy. You know, I'm sure he is like 100%. Like I'm sure he is busy. Or I don't know if it's just like a thing of this kid sucks. I'm not doing it. Which I hope it's not, because I did pretty well in his class. I just had the higher grades in that class, which I thought was a pretty easy one. Some people had some trouble with it. I have trouble with a lot of classes that some people find easy. So, you know, everybody has their own strengths. That class was probably one of mine. It was pretty interesting as well, which probably helped. But he was just also a good professor. He was a very good professor. So now let's do. Okay, awesome. Love to see that. So it's not really like that. It's like just. Yep. And then I don't know what size we're actually using. That works. Also clean. this a little bit. That works. I'll clean up a little bit. Okay, too much. A little too swoused up. Cool, that works. And then let me see. Let's see if I can knock out this foot and then probably call it for the day. I don't know. Because I am a lazy bum. So actually, you know, let's just do this. Let's do a. This one doesn't really have necessarily like a peak. Well, it kind of does. It kind of like peaks like right. I don't know if it's my pen or what, but I'm just gonna try. Alright, cool. That actually can work pretty. I'm gonna crash out if that happens one more time. So let's do. So that one should end up probably about here, right? Let's go ahead and natty this out. I'm really about to switch to. I don't know what brush size it makes currently, but I'm about to switch to like I'm using a 10. Go with 5. Erase a little bit of this. Go with the 5 and. This back portion right here because I don't like it. It just needs to come down more of like a more of an arc. And then this one is actually more so in. So it will actually function more like yeah. My smoking cracker is that decent? Let's find out. I feel like a schizophrenic freak, but I do see a lot of like lines in here that I don't know where that came from. I'm wondering if that was reference pictures from something else. Okay. But it is really gross to look at. I literally thought it was just like something like swimming around in like my eyes. I was like, what is that? Okay, this is decent, but we can do better. So let's go ahead and do this. Clean this up a little bit. And just go for like a little bit more of an arc here. Didn't need that more so onto the foot like that. God, these lines are so thick and chunky, it's crazy. Okay, guys, I don't really that much. I'm gonna be more so akin to. Let's do this. These lines are horrific to look at, man. Everything needs to be just like smoothed down to such a significant margin. Maybe I should stop. Like I've thought about it for like a long time. But, like the way I like learned to draw was by doing like sequences of lines. Like if you want to draw something, as opposed to drawing it like that, you would draw it like that. And it's like, I get it, but at the same time, sometimes you kind of just need like one line. I'm also gonna go back and I am gonna just trim these down a little bit because I really don't like this much thickness on my lines. It irritates me a little bit, but it's fine. I'm also really bad at tracing lines, which I know you're supposed to do like line practice. I'm just like tracing, like going back and forth over lines and stuff like that. But I don't upload, like I upload way less frequently than I realistically should. Not because I'm busy, but partially because I'm lazy. Um, Sometimes I'm just in a funk, in a mood. It's been a real funk recently, but with the accident. But you know, I can't keep blaming bad, like unfortunate little happenstances in your life. You know, which is crazy because it's like I was gonna say bad thing, and then I stopped myself because I was like, well, bad things don't happen to me. And then I realized, you know, it was a bad thing that happened, but it wasn't to me. It just happened to everybody around me because I'm a whirlwind of unfortunate circumstances. So now we can go in with a big brush, and we cannot. I despise anything bigger than like a 10. Actually, the doubles work. Okay, stop that. Going with a 5 now. Let's do this. Okay, cool. That is gonna make me crash out. What is that? That is terrible. That needs to be more akin to. Okay, I see the issue. I think I see several issues here. Hold on. This needs to go less like that and more like this. Needs to come out more and then sort of swing in. Yeah, that looks way better. Okay. And then the same is true for this one. Then I can go in and then erase like almost all that. It's all about the perspective, baby. Alright, a little rough around the edges, but you know what, we make it work, chat. Now, I don't know how claws work. Because I don't know if they go like directly like here or what. So I'm gonna do that. Just leave them blank until I figure something out, chat. I'm gonna call it a day. What I'm gonna do actually really quick. Let me give just the ones a little bit more definition because as of now they're kind of just like nothing burgers. So give me a 10. Give me a 10. What's wrong with the 10? I hate that mouse thing so much. I don't know what causes it, but it makes me incredibly irate, as you can probably tell. And then I'll do the same thing on this side, wherein we're just gonna go for just a rage built up in my body. So that's yes, I'm aware it's not symmetrical, perfectly symmetrical. So we have about the same breakpoint, which means it should have happened actually closer to here. So from here we go like this. Let's go back. Let's do that. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Actually, just do that. Okay. Give myself some room to work. So about here. That. Let's do something akin to this, and then just do like this, just to give the legs just a hint of depth and realness, not garbage swamp. Cool. I actually like that a decent bit. It looks a little rougher on the edges, but you know, that's life. I may come back and polish it up later at a later point in time, but that is all for today, chat. Cool. Danke, tschüss.